season 8 premiere recap. We're very excited. We're very excited to be here with you this morning. So let's jump right into it. How did everybody like the gorgeous new title sequence? Obviously, I thought it was gorgeous.
I liked the specific scenes they were depicting on, I don't know what it's called.
The astrolabe.
Thank you,
Yeah.
that's what it is. And they had like the red wedding and Dany's dragons being born. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
And the hole in the wall.
Yeah, the hole in the wall. I loved even like the new tiles, like the way that they did it was different.
It was all white.
Yeah. And I
Winter.
think the like scenes going into the interiors of the building, I thought that was really nice.
I really liked it.
Yeah. And I mean, I know they always changed it based on like what locations were, but this is the first time we had like a full-fledged new title sequence, right? Yeah. And maybe it's because they let Oreos do the title sequence, so they needed to like revamp it, so it's like different from what Oreo did. You guys saw that, right? The Oreos commercial where they did the title sequence out of Oreos. Oh my god, guys, go on YouTube immediately.
You're making me hungry.
I did get the Oreos.
You did get the Oreos.
I did get the Oreos.
The commercial for the Oreos was the title sequence made out of Oreos, and it's amazing. So the very first scene was a callback to like the very first episode with the little kid running to trying to see the procession. It was a callback to Arya as a little kid trying to run to see Robert's procession. And Bran, yeah, they were both scampering around.
When Bran could walk.
Yeah, when Bran could walk. Memories.
Not one episode.
The one and only episode where he could walk. So the North is not at all happy to see this procession. They are not very welcoming. This is not like a joyous parade.
Stubborn.
And the first thing I thought is, who's going to feed all these people?
And that did come up as an issue later on.
It's so practical.
It's very practical, yeah. And
plus dragons.
Yeah, plus the dragons, and like this
They
was
eat what they want.
They eat what they want.
I love that.
That was great, but it was also kind of like a low key threat.
Yeah,
whatever they
I
want,
hated her during
including
this episode.
I didn't.
I didn't
at all.
I hated her for seasons though. So.
Yeah, I mean, I had many emotions about a lot of the characters during this episode. There were some characters that I had always kind of been in their corner, who I was like, I hope a White Walker eats your face. So we'll get to it. We'll get to it. So there's so many characters finally in one location. We see Gendry arrive, the Hound, Dany, Jon, Varys, Dany's entire court, including Grey Worm and Missandei, and it's very exciting. And you know, I think Dany was feeling a little like not that confident because people were like looking at her like they hated her.
Plus, she needs her boyfriend's sister to approve of her.
He does, yeah. She's got like a battle to fight there too. But then the dragons make an appearance, and you can see her confidence.
She just
relaxed.
relaxed.
Yeah, she just she sat up straighter. She started smiling. In the north, like all the people like scattered.
Except for Sansa and Arya.
Sansa and Arya, yeah.
Like, all right.
They had great first reactions.
Yeah.
Like Arya is just like wonder, and Sansa's just like, oh. So one of the first reunions we get is Jon and Bran. It was not maybe like the super joyous, happy reunion that maybe Jon was expecting.
Happy to see him go.
Yeah, Jon was really happy to see him, and Bran's just like, I'm weird now.
Yeah. I love it later when Sam's like,
Bran actually tried it.
He smiled a little.
Smiles.
Yeah.
But I love later when Sam's like, whatever, or is it Sam?
Whatever Bran has. Well, let's talk about Bran a little bit, because he's like a giant creep throughout this whole episode. You have like a scene with Sansa and Tyrion, and then like you look in the corner and Bran's just there like.
One of the first things he said too was like, Dany and Sansa started bickering. He was like, "We don't have time for this."
It was very like
It was like,
we don't have time for this. They turned your dragon.
which like Dany didn't have like a reaction.
That was her first time hearing about that, which I didn't realize.
Yeah.
No, she had a reaction.
Well, she was just kind of like her face, but like there was no like I mean maybe it was shock because I mean when I knew it happened I sobbed and it wasn't even my dragon, you know. So but yeah, let's talk about Sansa and Dany a little bit. So I saw on Twitter a reaction to this interaction that I thought was like kind of accurate, because it said that you could tell that this scene was written by a man, because this is just not how these two female characters necessarily really would have reacted to each other. And I felt like that was true, because Sansa's a really practical person, and she knows an army of the dead is coming. So like for her to be like immediately adversarial to somebody who A, has a lot of political power, who her brother is already in her corner, and B, who has an army and dragons who are going to help protect them from this huge threat, like doesn't really make sense.
And Dany's sacrificing a lot to be there right now.
Yeah, like she didn't have to come there.
She didn't.
Yeah.
And I understood where Sansa's was coming from. You know, she's really protective of her people.
Yeah.
But Dany was helping them out so much by being there, and I just felt like she deserved a lot more respect.
Yeah,
than
she's
she was
helping
given.
all of themselves out, though.
But do you think, I mean, Dany really underestimated Sansa right off the bat
Yeah.
flattering her by saying, "And you're so beautiful."
Yeah.
And I think that was
Yeah.
supposed to be. Sansa was like, "If we're gonna play it like that."
Yeah.
Yeah, because it started. Yeah, I'm underestimating you, which is not a good. You shouldn't do that with Sansa. As Tyrion says later, everybody who's underestimated you is dead, or like most of the people who underestimated you are dead. And Sansa's a lot more substance than
So I think on a certain level, because you could see she'd given Jon a warm greeting, but then you could see her thinking, "What am I going to say?" And I think it was her response was, "I am not a pretty face."
Yeah,
You know?
I didn't think she was being that adversarial either. Like she's like,
Well, she
for the North, or let's get down to business. And it's not just Dany helping the North; it's helping all of them because if they kill them, they're just going to keep coming. This army of the dead.
So they're literally.
Well, you said that Dany's helping.
I mean, she wouldn't have a kingdom if she didn't go north. Which is one of the reasons why I got mad at Cersei and now hope that a White Walker will eat her face. Is because when she got the news that they had brought down the wall, she smiled and said, "Good."
She didn't mean it.
But come on.
She
did too.
She wants everyone to die.
She knows her neck's on the line.
No, she doesn't know that.
No.
She doesn't know that. She's
Her calculation is that they will defeat the Whites, but they're going to be decimated.
Yeah.
And then she'll wipe them out.
Yeah.
And so she's willing to lose a huge percentage of her people just so that she can. I mean, first of all, it's incompetent. That's not how you rule. And second of all, it's really cold-blooded because not just Jon and not just Dany are going to die. It's going to be all the small folk, which it's amazing that Westeros has small folk left at this point after all the war. But it's going to be all of her people who she's trying so hard to rule. Exactly. So that's why I was like, I hope that they make it to King's Landing and not a White Walker eats her face. So, but anyway, back to the north. They send Ned Umber off to the into the north to. We'll come back to poor little Ned Umber later, but he's sent off on this quest. Lyanna Mormont continues to be the best part of these big meetings. She is such a little
whippersnapper.
She is a little. She's a little firecracker. And she rightfully points out that they had made Jon their king, and he kind of the first chance he gets is like, I don't want to be king anymore. How about you? How about you lead my people? And then you get Tyrion coming up, always trying to be a diplomat, but maybe a Lannister isn't the best person for this role in this particular setting.
No. And he's like, "Oh, the Lannister army's coming up here,"
and everybody's like,
"What?"
We gotta feed all these people.
Well, and that was so great too. Her delivery of the line, "What do dragons eat?" Anyway,
That was great.
and then right after that, we get the Sansa and Tyrion reunion, which was wonderful. So the last time they saw each other was at the Purple Wedding, where Joffrey choked to death on his wine.
Was that called the Purple Wedding?
It's called the Purple Wedding. It was kind of funny. Tyrion's like, "Oh, it was a ghastly affair." And Sansa, with her little smirk, it had its moments.
Yeah, I loved it.
That was the best.
Yeah. I didn't realize exactly what she meant by that until the second time watching it. I was like, "Oh yeah,
Joffrey died."
A gruesome death.
A gruesome death, and then we see how much respect they really have for each other. So Tyrion with his great remark about how people have underestimated her, but with also Sansa kind of calling Tyrion out about his faith in Cersei, and she remarks that I used to think you were the cleverest man I'd ever met. Like they had a great deal of respect for each other,
Are they still married?
They are, I think, technically annulled because she married Ramsay Bolton. The marriage was never consummated.
Did Littlefinger get it annulled?
Yeah, Littlefinger like apparently had a septon annul it because it was never consummated. So and then we get the Arya and Jon reunion basically right after that, which was kind of fun because she creeps up on him, you know, and he doesn't know who she is, I don't think, because one of the things that I realized on my rewatch was that they don't mention Littlefinger at all. So there's no like, hey, where's Lord Baelish? Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering if Jon knows what happened. That, you know, how many like ravens was Sansa sending Jon during this whole thing? Like, does he know that what Lord Baelish did and how Arya executed him? I don't think he knows any of this stuff. So
I think more important to him was all of his reunions and getting in there. Yeah. So like, who cares where?
But he's good. I mean, that's going to matter. The fact that Arya is like elite assassin will matter.
I know. It's like, he clearly
has no idea.
Oh yeah,
he has no idea.
Have you used it? No, once or twice. Tell him that you tear people's faces off.